Well, it's sports ball, so he's big into sports ball. We're talking about LK, guys. Hello, hey, we're gonna be ranking some creepy magazine covers. Why are we ranking creepy? I thought you said it was eerie. I did, and then I made up a thumbnail and realized, oh shit, that's not the guy. Eerie doesn't have a mascot. I just put up the creepy mascot on my thumbnail, and so I just threw creepy in or instead of eerie. So there you go. That's why we're doing that. I'm pretty sure some of you were like, I didn't even notice you changed it. This is fine, which is okay too. But that's exactly, if you guys were expecting your magazine, I'm like, hey, what's going on? That's exactly what happened. I typed in Eerie magazine mascot, and this guy popped up, and I was like, oh, he looks familiar. Okay, I guess it is. All right, yeah. So, and then when I made the thumbnail, I noticed he's got a book and it says creepy. I went, well, some bitch, and then I had to fix it up. So there you
Whoopsies.
go. All righty. So right now it's just me and Eric back issue BREEN. He actually has back issues tonight, kids.
I don't.
All righty. So I'm kidding around, just joking around. All righty, and hello to everybody. We've got Jay in the house. Michael's here. Dark Admiral, Cheapo Comics. All righty. Good shot, kids. Uncle Creepy and Cousin Eerie. Hey, if I could find it. You know, one thing I like to, I wonder if I could find it. But we did, it was one of those things, you know, where you guys did that over at Fossils, where you were changing up all the faces and everything. I've got that somewhere around here. I need to find like a folder I could just go, oh, there it is. Because, yeah, we actually did that with Creepy Magazine, but it was me and Weaponized Nerd Rage and Diversity in Comics, so forth. And, you know, the old crew. Back when all of this was just lighthearted fun. Alrighty, you want to get going on these magazines? What's up? All right, let's get this thing, let's get this started. RDV says he's going to join us a little bit later. Let's get this thing going. We'll get this. And Eric, you could lead us off with issue number 1 of Creepy.
Oh, this is definitely a 10. There's a little story behind this that took about 6 years to tell. James Warren, who is still hale and hearty at 94, but in his early 90s, there was when the Warrant magazine started with Vampirist Carmilla, but before that they had one called Creeps, and James Warren successfully got a cease and desist, so they changed the name of the magazine to Shudder, and the first issue of Shudder was this. Is kind of a, you know, F you, I guess, to James.
Alrighty. Yeah, I love this magazine cover, always have. This is one of my grails. I was my face, I think, was over the green guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is just a really cool. It is just a really cool.
I had this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sold most of my magazines, and this one's not. This one's not. You know, you can get this. It's
it's only
Eerie. Like, the first issue was an ash can. So.
Yeah, by the way, I actually collected that. All right, let's see. We've got Michael Taylor saying 10 as well, 9 for Jay Lucian and Cheapo. So we've got a 10 and then 2 9s and an 8 and an 8 from One Slick. And Dark Admiral is saying, I had a chance to pick this up a couple of years ago and hesitated and missed out. I did the same thing with the first appearance of Ivy before she blew up. I was like, oh, it's $100. I need to go check my bank account. And I literally was gone for 30 minutes. I went to the gas station to check my balance. When I got back, the book was gone. Creepy number 1 says, MARANYA, interest gathering of classic creepy monsters. Well rendered, simple, effective. Score a creepy 10. All righty. And then we have Glenzer in the house saying 8 and Jackson saying 8. And Michael saying, I'm not seeing the comments. I don't know why. I'm seeing they're here. Alrighty, let's. Is that for the scores? Well, nope. Ethereal's in the house saying 8. Alrighty. And if you do have a late vote, just put that on in there. I will make sure that it gets jotted down. And if it changes anything, we'll change for you whatever it does change. I'm just saying the word changed way too many times. All right, so we have, oh man, we have 3 8s and 2 9s taking down 5 10s. This is a 9. And whoops. Hey, Eric.
No.
Talk about sports ball.
Are you going bye-bye?
I didn't even make the tier list. I finished this thing, every bit of it, except for this part, like earlier today. And I just, you know what? So I was relaxed. Everything was fine. And we get right here, and I just realized, wait a second, I didn't make the tier list.
Of all the times for VENKMAN not to be here.
I know, right? It's okay.
See, the problem is I can't really talk about sports ball because anybody else watching the game already knows what I'm about to see because it happened 2 minutes ago for them.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so what happened today in the world of anything? Apparently, Megan the Stallion did a Starfire.
Yeah, and she looked. It looked good. I mean, she looked like the girl from the show. Yeah.
I put up Cutie Pie Sensei. I think hers is really good.
Well, I'll put it this way: if she had worn her Starfire costume or the dress she wore on a talk show the other night, that She-Hulk episode would have been a lot better received. Now, let's let it go at that.
Yeah. That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see what the Yankees do. You know, Glenn, I don't. I want, but I do want them to push it to a game 7. I don't care about either one of them, but I like Dave Roberts because he was on that Red Sox team. So that's literally the only, and Aaron Boone hit the home run a year before. It's the only thing it comes down to. Because
I'll tell you a little sports ball. I wish the Bucks were a little bit more consistent. What's his name? The quarterback. Not Mayberry.
Baker Mayfield. This is
Baker
a weird
Mayfield.
year.
Yeah, it's like sometimes he cannot be stopped, and then other games he doesn't know what uniform he's supposed to throw to.
Okay, remember, football is designed for everybody to be 9-7, or 7-9, or actually now be 9-8 and 8-9 because there's 17 games. I mean, going into the season, if somebody told me that the Redskins would be 6-2, and Rob is, I'm sure, ecstatic.
Henry, by the way, I missed his as well. He says could be number 1. It's a very good cover. It's an 8 already. And then let's see, Glenzer got that. I'm not seeing cover comments. It's Michael Taylor, and then we got Ethereal's 8, and there are 5 8s. Says One Slick. Okay, and I got 4. So where did I miss the? Let's see. Got the start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess I did miss 2. Okay, there we go. Okay, and that's 6 8s taking out all but 1 9. So there you go. So yeah, still it's a 9. It's just by 1 and not 2. All right, let me get the go for 2 up, and here we go.
Yes. Glenzer has fun play to watch, though.
Alrighty, and this is issue number 2. The greatest comic artists in the world bring you tales of suspense, horror, mystery, the unknown, and the weird. All right. I don't know if it's the scan, if this is, if that's what's going on here, but this is a very dark cover. I mean, I like it. It's fine. I think if we could actually see a little bit more, it almost looks like, but I mean, him being surrounded by all the, what looks like devil panthers or some sort. is kind of cool. But because it's so dark, I'm going to give it an 8. What says you?
Dark does not bother me at all. I think it kind of adds to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, you can see you can see the eyes and the teeth, basically. And
that's the most important thing to worry about.
Well, the guy in the middle probably thinks so. So I'm gonna give this a 10 as well. I really, really like this.
All righty. Okay, and let's go to the comments. Wow, y'all are usually so Johnny on the spot on these things. There's only 2 of us now, guys. We need yeah, okay. So anyway, and we got another 9 from Undead for issue number 1. Cheapo says 8. That is how the book actually looks, says One Slick. And Glenzer gives this a 7. Okay, so we got an 8 and a 7. And let's see. For number 2, give it a 7, says Undead Quinn. And we have a 9 from Dark Admiral and an 8 from Joe. Okay, and we have MARANYA saying creepy number 2, well rendered monochromatic dark cover gives off this eerie vibe. This is the Dark 10. And 7 from One Slit, covers a bit hard to judge, says Michael, giving it a 9. So we've got a 7 and a 9. And then 8 from Jackson. All righty. And we have creepy number 2. It's a very good cover. It's an 8. All righty. It would look better if you could see him and he was surrounded by darkness with eyes and teeth, says Joe. That's a good way to fix it. 6, blurry. And that was from Ethereal. And once again, if you guys have a late vote, please put it in. All right. Let me get that stopped. And where does this cover stand? I don't know. I'm going to find out. Okay, we've got 1 6 taking out one of the 2 10s, and then we've got, let's see, 3 7s taking out the last 10 and the 9, and this lands in one of those 5 8s. Alrighty, and I guess I should share the template out since I actually made it. Okay, and let's see. Number 1 was not a 9, and number 2 was an 8. There you go. And I go to Comic Vine / GameSpot for covers. So if you guys wanted to get a look at those and judge them and make, get a better look at them, feel free. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Let's get the start for 3. Zoinks and away. And Eric, here you go.
Before I rank this, question: you are a movie connoisseur, are you not?
Yeah, pretty much.
What is your take on Timothy Chalamet? Is that his name?
Okay.
Is he a good actor? Yeah.
I think he's serviceable. I'll tell you, this is what I think the appeal of Timothy Chalamet is. He did a movie that they lauded. It was called Call Me By Your Name. That was really his introduction into all of this, which is ridiculous because it's about the same thing that they canceled Kevin Spacey for. But Timothy Chalamet is an empty slate. He's Luke Skywalker or Neo. There's not a lot of there to quote one of our greatest presidents, Bill Clinton. And I think that's one of the problems. He's good. He's not great yet, but he's an empty vessel for the audience to fill themselves into. If you get my drift at all.
Okay, because he's playing Bob Dylan in that movie, A Complete Unknown, and it looks good, but the older I get, the younger they look.
Yeah, I know.
And so
no, Timothy Chalamet is very boyish. I don't know how old he is, but he looks 16.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to look 16 for the next 30 years. But I don't think he's a bad actor. I just think he's very serviceable. And that's how I see it. I mean, Dune was good, but he is the audience member. The audience member is the one who looks around, asks questions, and everybody tells him. And at the end, maybe he kills the bad guy. Like I said, Luke Skywalker is definitely one of those characters if you need something to grab onto.
This is it. I'm going to give this an 8, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I just know the last time they made one of these folky movies, it was based on a true story, but I think the names have been changed. Inside Llewyn Davis, I think it was called.
Hated that movie.
And I didn't like it either. So it's like, I felt like I should like it, but I couldn't.
The critics still tell you should like it, but I'm like, I don't want to follow around an asshole for 2.5 hours.
The only thing I liked about it was
I go talk to my brother.
Yeah, there was a John Goodman scene, I think, at a rest stop or something that was good, but that's about it. Yeah.
The Coens don't hit a homer every time. All right, here's what I'm thinking. This is an absolute freaking banger when it comes to the guy sitting down, the book next to him, the light, the candle that's lit in front of him, the walls, the brick. The monster looks awesome, but they should have given him some sort of background, that white, just the white behind him. I actually think that dilutes it a bit. The monster should look creepy, and I think if they had put the same care behind the monster that they did of that room in front of them, this would be an amazing cover. It's serviceable. It's not bad. It's an 8. But it could have been awesome. Just a little extra care to it. All right, let's check this out and see what everybody else is saying. Did I see Eddie Raymond's vote? I can't tell as Wolf or Panther. Definitely. Oh, he gives it a 10. Okay. He gave book 2 a 10. That's 1, 3. That's 1, 2, 3. And then it still would remain an 8. All righty. And this time we've got Glenzer giving issue number 3 an 8. And then we have Undead Quinn giving it an 8. And Cheapo a 9. Okay. So we've got 2 8s and a 9. 1, 2, and a 9. And then we have Joe Undead Quinn giving it 2 9s or 2 8s, and Dark Admiral a 9, and Ethereal a 6. Not much. He's saying 6, 2 8s and a 9. 1, 2, and a 9. All righty. Creepy number 3. Good rendering and concept. This could be improved ironically by more darkness. Score a weird 8. All righty. And then we have Henry saying Creepy 3. Good cover. Give it a 7. Next up, the background for the monster could have been a different color, but I like the art for him quite a bit. Says Cheapo, very cool cover. Give it a 9, says Michael Taylor. All righty. Mad Scientist says Eddie Redmond. All righty. Let me get a stop. And remember, if you do put in a late score, we will add it. And if it changes anything, we'll change it. And let's get this down. And what number 3 is, we've got a 6 and a 7, taking out 2 of those 3 9s, but we've got 7 8s. This is an 8. All righty. Bum, bum. You know, I don't think this would have been too bad for the girls.
No.
I don't think creepy is exactly that. I don't think it's anything. There's nothing gross about these.
No,
all right,
there
issue
really
number 4. Yeah, let me put up the. Did you get Eddie's 8? Yes. Yes, it did. All righty. Let's see. Go for 4. Alrighty, and then what? Oh, wow. Okay, love the castle. Love the big ass pterodactyls. They're supposed to be bats. Werewolf looks good. Great landscape. I like the way the log kind of looks like an alligator, or maybe what were those called? A Skrillex from Dark Crystal. I mean, that not actual. Say again.
Hell if I know.
That knot actually looks like an eye, so it's almost like an alligator coming to get him. It looks like we're dealing with Sherlock Holmes versus the werewolf right here. More spine-chilling comics at Classics and Tears. There's a skull on the road. That werewolf has taken life before. Now, is that fog on the ground or a big old pit? I don't know. I'm telling you, this is a 10. This is awesome. This is a poster cover right here. What do you say?
This is as 10 as a 10 gets.
All righty. Eddie's showing the Wolves. Ethereal says 9. All right. And Maranya says the Lesters are not the only ones who get skeeved out by gory covers. Please keep that in mind. Okay. Undead says 10. All righty. And Creepy number 4, one of my favorite Frazetta paintings. Give it a 10, says Henry. I will, sir. 10 from Cheapo and 10 from Dark Admiral Hare. And then we have a 9. I like werewolves, says Joe. I like the Wizard of Oz. Let's see. There's very cool. Bernie writes in video. He's at Wonderfest 2008 on the Monster Model Review YouTube channel. He tells a great candy store comic story, says Michael Taylor. Glenn Zuri and Jackson Roykirk give this a 10. And so does Michael Taylor, saying fantastic cover. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. Let's see. Definitely 10. The Moon, the Castle, the Night Wolf poster movie worthy, says 80. Giving it a 10. Yeah. Creepy number 4, says Maranya. This is what number 3 should have been. Just enough darkness and background to set the scene. This earns a 10 again. And then Englantine likes rabid donkeys. No. I mean, I get how you could see why, because they would push back a lot more. But no, not at all. RDV is saying give 1 a 6. Give 2 a 7. Give 3 a 5. And give 4 a 10.
Well, that's going to change the score of one of them. Well,
let's see. Number 1 takes down one of the 10s, and then that's still an 8. Number 2, we've got 1 taking on the 3. That's 2. We've got 4 taking out the 2 10s, 2 9s, and that's an 8.
I thought we had a 9 on one of the first 2. I know we did it initially, or did that get changed as we went along?
Number 1 was a 9.
Probably isn't anymore with a 6 added to it.
Nope, it isn't. Because that turns into 7. Oh, wait a second. 1 6. The 6 takes out one of the 5, so that's 4. And then 6 8s. Yeah, it's an 8. Okay. And then the 2, 1 6 takes out the 3, one of the 3 10s, 4 10s. We've got our 4 7s takes out the 2 10s, the 2 9s, leaving 8s. And then 3, we have 1 5 taking out one of the 3 9. Okay, 1 5, 1 6, 1 7 taking out all 3 9s. That's an 8. And 4 goes to the 10s.
Oh, and Maranya, I don't know who else is skeeved out by these covers, but the Lesters are the only ones that appear on the panel that base their appearances on what kind of covers we're doing. So that's why I mentioned them.
Yep.
Anybody else just, I guess, doesn't appear in chat.
Right. Okay, let's go to 5. There you go. And RDV, come on in, man. Alrighty, because this one's going to go pretty damn quick.
Yeah, I'm giving this a 10. It's unusual, but it's just really really. If I were an artist, I'd know the term I was trying to think of. Whatever that term is, it's that.
Say again.
That whatever that term is, that's what this is. I don't know it, but that's what it is. So I'm giving it a 10.
Okay. Let's see. I like the fire. Actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like souls going to hell. And we always assume they're going down, but what if they too went up into fire rather than, like it's an ethereal thing. People think you go, thanks to Disney cartoons, you go down into hell. But this actually looks like they're rising up into hellfire. I mean, it almost starts with the eyes and the creatures at the bottom, and it just kind of rises into the fire. The vampire, I'm assuming it's a vampire, seems to be coming from the fog rather from the water, like it's an ethereal thing, which is awesome. And there's roots coming up as well from the water, like almost like that's not water, but it's some sort of just evil. Maybe they are in hell already, but there's a graveyard behind them. Okay, I guess he's rising for the. Oh, go on ahead. I'm talking, but I'm talking over you.
No, I was just gonna say. Well, while I was waiting to get a word in, Glenzer beat me to it because I couldn't think what it was, and now I couldn't remember Salvador Dali, but I was gonna say this looks like a painting in the Night Gallery, and he brings it up. Yeah, that's what. Thank you, Glenzer. That's what it reminded me of.
This is absolutely a 10. Absolutely a 10. All righty. Let's see. Do spooky season time, says Eddie. 9 from Undead Quinn and Steel Tradition. And we've got fantastic cover. Give it a 10, says Michael. And let's see. Jackson says 10. RDV says 7. And then we have Cheapo saying 9. And Glenzer says 10. Then we have, looks like Salvador Dali meets Night Gallery. And MARANYA says, creepy number 5, symbolic cover, well-rendered monochromatic colors used effectively to convey the eerie mood, score baddie 10. All right. Then we have, it's Pachinko with talent. Dracula looks like nightmare drawing, painting, and frame, says Eddie. You can see his legs below the bat wing, but it really does look like he's rising out of the fog. Let's see. Joe says 9. Keep scoring, Yanks. Keep scoring, says Glenzer. Okay, all you Americans, this English man wants you to score. Henry says creepy 5. What a shocker. Another Frazetta 10. I like that. Thin paint's a very good Dracula as well. Alrighty. And then Love Night Gallery says Dark Admiral. It's your surrealism with horror.
It might have been.
I think the Yankees game is over. 7-4, bottom of the 8th. Says Michael Taylor. What happened to the rest of the old folks home that was on the panel? Hey, we're the only ones that showed up to party today.
And the rest of them are a lot younger than us.
Yeah.
Well, now it's 10-4. So, yeah, I think the game is over, Michael. And we will reconvene tomorrow night.
All right. Let's take the stop here. And what we've got is 1, 7, 4, 9s trying to take out 8 10s and failing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our second 10 of the evening. And once again, I get these covers from Comic Vine / GameSpot. I think GameSpot. So if you go to Creepy Magazine Comic Vine, you can find the covers if you want to take a look at them in case you're on phone or something, or maybe you don't get them in better detail when I'm having them on the screen. Alrighty, this time I'll start us off with issue number 6. And we've got another darker cover, but this time you can actually see what's going on. Go for 6. Alrighty. It kind of looks like Ghostbusters attacking the Hunchback of Notre Dame, excuse me. And once again, you've got the bats in the background, devil dogs. That really does look like stone come to life because you can see it crumbling right there. Now, is that a second one or is that his wings? Because I see it looks like eyes. Oh, no, it's a griffin kind of thing. Those are his wings. Those are talons. Alrighty. Didn't get that at first. God dang it. I'm going to be a 10 machine tonight. What do you think, Eric?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Cheapo says 8 and still tradition. Says 9. Alrighty, so we've got an 8 and a 9. We've got an 8 and a 9. And then let's see, for number 6, give it a 9, says Undead Quinn. Alrighty. And let's see, 8 from Ethereal. And Creepy 6, Great Evil Gargoyle. It's a 10, says Henry. And then we have Glenzer with an 8. And I looked up creepy, but got something quite different. Of course, it might be due to my previous searches, says Jackson. I understand that. Jackson says 10. And we have a 7 from Joe. Next up, Little Dark, but 10, says Michael Taylor. And MARANYA says, creepy number 6, another cover where dark monochromatic colors are used effectively. Just enough light tones to pick out details. Focus is set with the red eyes and red on the victim figure. Score a fear 10. 10 machine or 10 machine. See what I did there? What's 10 machine?
That was David Bowie's side project.
Oh, okay.
Band for like they did 1 or 2 albums.
I think I remember hearing about that. Very impressive. Has dark aesthetic, unique design. Beast, especially spooky castle. Oh yeah, terrifying. No chance of survival. Give it a 10, says Eddie. And then we have LOL. I knew he wouldn't get it. No, I remember when he mentioned it. I remember it being talked about, but no. I like David Bowie. Never really got into 10 Machine. Couldn't tell you anything about that. All right.
Same here.
Let's see. 1-7 taking whoa, hello. 3 8s and 2 9s, trying to take down 7 10s and missing by 1. All righty. Soinks and away. Okay, well, you know what? It's like my mom said one time when I was a teenager, it's time for the poll. All right, it's an election thing. Get your heads out of the gutter. Okay, let's see. Oh, and RDV says 10, so that just secures it even more. All right, let's see. What are we gonna talk about? What are we looking for, Eric?
I don't know.
What would you like to see done? Like, so seriously, you know what? These cool covers are cool. You would like to check them out.
Yeah, we still haven't done any Avengers.
Well, let's write down Avengers and see if anybody votes for it. Didn't we do West Coast Avengers?
I think we may have.
No, we did not. No, that would have showed up in the top 100. All righty, let's just go with original recipe Avengers. Okay. And let's see.
Yeah, VENKMAN's voting for Peanuts again. We should. Yeah.
Charlie Brown's on the board.
Docket, yeah.
We already got that. That's coming up. I'm going to put in Judge Dredd. And we've got DC Elseworlds covers. And you know what? What if? We've never done what if. So let's put what. There we go. And here's the poll. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of time to put in my 2 cents, if y'all don't mind. All right, before we get it going here. And everybody go vote for what they think would be the coolest. You're not cool if you don't pee your pants. If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis. Oh, that's the grossest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'm assuming you're quoting the movie.
Here it is. Yeah, Billy Madison.
Oh.
Goodness, these are all good. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Alrighty, let me. I'm getting the vote in, and then we'll be back on track, ladies and gentlemen. There we go, and let's see. Your turn again. Let me pull up book number 7. There you go.
So Rhaegar, you know, was that dumpster crowded? I mean, there's room for 75 million plus. I can't stop giving these things 10s.
Only a Democrat would vote for Avengers. Alrighty. Okay, please, by all means, talk about it.
There's just so much detail on these. Even like so where you can see the cemetery from where the wall's been knocked out. It's just these are wonderful covers.
I know they took this is amazing cover, and it looks like Wolverine versus Dracula. Wolverine, a werewolf versus Dracula, or at least a vampire. But yeah, you're right. You can see the buildings crumble. You can see just the. There's no actually well-kept cemeteries on creepy magazines, I guess. The background, there's always bats. You know what? Look past the right side gate. They included what looks like trees or a mountain. Why? I don't know, but it's there. They put detail into it. So yes, a 10. Like I said, I'm going to be a 10 machine tonight. All righty. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Let's see. One of the great nicknames, the Killer. I know, right? Unlike the pedo, which would have fit too. Let's see. Yeah, it was like being in a giant French fry box. Here we go. Dark Admiral says 10. RDV says 9. All righty. And Glenzer says 10. Creepy number 7. One of my favorite Frazetta paintings, Wolfman versus Dracula. It's a 10. So we got 2 10s. 7 and 2. All righty. Steel Tradition says 9. Jackson says 10. Undead Quinn says 10. And Joe and One Slick says 9. So there's 3 9s, 2 10s. 1, 2, 3, and 1 and 2. All righty. Brutal 10 says Rhaegar. Wolfman says Eddie, not Wolverine. All righty. And let's see. Ethereal says 9. And Cheapo says 10. Did I say 10? How about if I say 10 again? That's Riddler from Batman Forever. Yeah. All right. So we got a 10 from Cheapo. Okie dokies. No doubt 10. Great cover and detail. My favorite so far. And this should be a 20, says Michael Taylor. Oh, BKBs. Frazetta. Enough said. Yeah, both pop culture, says Eddie. Give it a 10. And then we have, if you told me he was torpedoing the campaign because of his hate for Harris, I would buy it, says Rhaegar. Yep. Werewolf versus Dracula, monochromatic background, very well rendered, sets the mood and scene. This duel scores a 10. All righty. If you guys ever get that TMNT 40th anniversary book this year, you guys ever get? I haven't. I didn't know it existed. I'm a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. I'll take it. All righty. Let's see. Rhaegar vote doesn't count because his dragon is dead. E, did you watch Venom? No, I have not. We didn't make it out. We're in the tank for money, and we're afraid to go out because we'll spend, even at the movies, we'll buy a soda or something like that. Where's the cover with the title as a tattoo on Biden's forehead? The cocaine hits differently for EU. I'm not on the panel. Venom beat Joker 2. Well, a lot of things did, but Joker 2 is the better movie. I'm sure of it. I haven't seen Venom. I can't really say, but I love Joker 2. It was really good. All right, let's get the stop. Ready? And here's what we got for issue number 7. We've got 5 9s trying to take down 12 10s. You guys knew it was a 10. You guys knew it was a 10 before I even walked out there. Okay, here we go. Zoinks. And let's get to issue. Let's see. Go for 8. Mike Taylor said, yeah, everybody liked the first Joker. It's that second one that's saying you liked it gets you a little side eye. But there you go. Okay, let's look at cover for number 8 here. And what do we got? Oh my gosh, damn. I'm almost like, where's the bad cover? Because here we have, I guess it's like Van Helsing, and they're staking a female vampire through the heart as she lays on a rock, and they're in the perfectly circled cave. It's a 10. These are fucking awesome. I should have changed that. Not like super awesome, but an awesome. All right, Eric, what do you think?
Well, you were asking where's the bad cover?
Yeah.
I'm still looking. This is a 10.
All righty. I thought we would have words. Dark Admiral says 10 sodas, and Glenzer says 9. Eddie's saying killing Dracula. Well, Dracula's daughter by the looks of it. So we got a 9, we got a 10. And let's see, Mike's saying 10, and Cheapo's saying 9, and One Slick is saying 8. So we've got an 8, a 9, and a 10. Alrighty, RDB. I heard from someone that cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I could ask my senator.
I'm from Florida, though. We drink that. Say again.
I could ask my senator.
The vice president. Joe says 8, and Rhaegar says 9. 8 and 9. Creepy number 8. Oh, wait, nope. Steele says 6. Looks Diddy friendly. Maranya says creepy number 8. This feels like an interpretation of black and white movie still from classic vampire movie. Darkness done well. Just enough background. Score a stake to the heart. 10. Creepy number 8. I like Gray Morrow's art, but not so much this time. It's a 7. Already 5 from Ethereal and a 5 from RDV. And then we've got an Eddie 5 as well.
I guess they found their bad cover.
I know, right? Dodgers look too glum for being up 3-1. And Undead Quinn says 8. Okay, let's see. We've got 3 5s taking out 3 of the 5 10s. And then the 1 6 and 1 7 take out the rest. Now it's 3 8s versus 3 9s, and you know what? Jackson comes in with a 7. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 1 2. Because that's 3 4 5 6. It takes out 1, and it is an 8. Alrighty. I like this momentum that they will be taking to LA.
Actually, Michael, tomorrow night's at Yankee Stadium too.
This covers an 8. Alrighty. No 9s yet. It's either 8 or 10. Let us go with go for 9 already, and you can lead us off on this one as I make the page for 9 over here.
Well, I would say it looks a lot like issue 8.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that they added. I mean, it looks like the same freaking art, including the number. It's amazing.
Does.
Okay, there we go. Hey, it's Robin. Whoops. There you go.
I'm going to say 9 on this one.
All righty. Okay, how about you, RDV?
What in the homoerotic cover is this? Is the only color they have in there is the bright color, and it's on the guy's crotch. What the hell?
Look at my crotch. I'm killing the demons. I'm killing the demons. I'm killing the demons with my crotch.
I like the demons, but why is Namor in there? I'll go 7.
Who?
Namor.
Are you trying to say Namor?
It's not Namor.
Namor.
Ain't gonna say Namor no more. Ain't gonna say no more.
Alrighty. Yeah, look, this is a good cover. I like the way the demons surrounding him look. He's got a pirate look to him with a cod piece.
It looks like a bird.
Why did they highlight the dick? That is just weird.
It looks like the Nightwing bird, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I'm going with I'm going with 9 on this one because it is good, but it's a weird choice. It's a weird choice there. Alrighty, yeah, games 4 and 5 in New York, then Dodgers can lose at home. Glinzer says 9, so does Dark Admiral. Alrighty, and we have an 8 from One Dead Quinn. Did I say one dead again? God, undead. God dang it.
You know what though? I like that name. It suits them both.
And then Fantastic Cover says Michael, giving it a 10. And we got a 7 from Joe, an 8 from One Slick, saying for the Dark Kingdom, it's too light. And Cheapo says 8, so we've got 2 8s and a 7. And let's see. Cheapo says, nope. Steele says 9, Eddie says 5, and Jackson says 8. So it's a 5, an 8, and a 9. All righty.
E, what's the temperature by you?
We're at 67 right now.
It is 70 freaking almost 78 degrees outside.
Cool.
I don't know why. It just makes me
Jackson. Well,
no one gets Jackson. He just shows up.
All right, and then we have the red thong, says Undead Quinn. I didn't notice the crotch color until RDB pointed it out. So
how do you not see it? It's the only bright red as you look down there.
Creepy number 9, good concept. Would have been improved by more darkness to inspire the intended mood. Score not so terror 8.
It even has an arrow going, look down here.
I know, right?
Frazetta found out he was following a Morrow and said, I'll phone it in, says Jackson. It's MAGA fighting demons. Make my crotch great again. It's Maka. 8 from Ethereal. And then we've got black background would have brought it home, says Steele. Creepy 9, great layout. It's a 10, says Henry. And then we have Rhaegar giving this a 7. Old black bear, ram, lamb, lamb, old red crotch, ram, lamb, llama. Let's see. 50 degrees here. Right, Eric should have known that. They did this without judge and so.
Hey, Eric, you think that fans gonna get banned from the stadium?
Well, I was gonna say real quick, it's a shame that those 2 numbnuts got kicked out in the first inning because they missed a heck of a game for their Yankees.
Yep. But I mean, they're blatantly interfering. So I mean, if they deserve, those are people that deserve to get banned. The girls run across the field. No, let them come back run topless.
Well, in game 2, a Dodger fan reached it over the fence to catch a ball. Turns out it was the same batter both times, and they got kicked out. And these fools got kicked out as well. They should.
Yeah, I think it should go further.
We got 1-5 taking out one of the 2 10s. We've got 2 7s taking out that last 10 and one of the 9. So now it's 6 9s, but it's 7 8s, and we have another 8. No 9s yet. That has never happened before.
I mean, see, I think that's a bannable offense, though, because like you're deliberately doing it. You're not doing it, it's by accident, like the ball's going over. You're actually leaning over. The one guy tried to rip the ball out of the guy's glove. He's laughing about it.
Yeah, I said I promise you they got escorted out.
But do you think they'll be banned though?
I don't know.
But they banned the girls who streak across the field though.
They will ban them like a Pennsylvania voter from a.
Well, if that person had a Harris Walls, she wouldn't have been. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Okay, kids, here we go with issue number 10, RDV. Creepy number 10.
Is that Merman?
It looks like the guy sitting in front of the creep.
Killer Croc prototype. I can see that. And Eric, what's with all these bats? They're everywhere.
Well, they're on loan from Spider-Man 70.
Are they lining up to fight them?
Yeah, no, that. So basically, it looks like Charles Dickens in the front there with the hat and the scarf.
It looks like a wizard. And a guy's holding like a or something.
So it looks like, yeah, it could be a crop prototype, but it looks more like Frankenstein's monster in the Villagers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like a Frankenstein kind of. This issue, Monster Rages. Yeah.
That is just so weird looking. They're all lining up, and like they see the first guy getting choked, and they're all out, and they're all like, "Oh crap, they're cowards now." And that's kind of
good.
Yeah, right. It's in a cemetery too, and man, this is what I don't understand. The cemeteries are always in where it's like the roots are uprooted, like the most creepiest cemeteries. I'll go 8 with this because I just don't like the look of the face of the monster. That just looks too stupid to me. It looks like you took the Creature of the Black Lagoon or a guy in a gimp suit. He's got a little gimp mask on, but he's got the Frankenstein boots.
And you're you said 8?
Yeah. And what's he carrying? His bass guitar?
It's Shannon the bass cannon, I guess.
Yeah, right?
After a long game.
How about you, Eric?
We're back in the 10 column.
All right. And I disagree. I'm going to give it a 9. I like it. I like the people behind. There's a lot of details. Just a little off this time for me.
Hey, library, I know you should have been late, but if you want to go, just rewind and just rank them and then put that in there, your scores.
I'll add them in. Yep.
Yeah.
Or you can put them in after the fact because I do check. But if you want to rank them now, and if it changes anything, I'll change it. So go on ahead if you want. Let's see. One Slick says 6. Glenzer says 8. And so does Eddie saying Red Sky 8. So we got 2 8s and a 6. 1, 2, and a 6. Creepy 10. It's a very good cover. It's an 8, says Henry. And then we have Rhaegar with a 9, Cheapo with an 8, and Steel 7. That giant log is very suggestive. 7, 8, and 9. And then we have, let's see, Mobs Are Fire, says Eddie. 9, I'm late. All the early issues rank high. Dokis. Artichokis. 7 from Ethereal and 7 from Joe. 1, 2. 2 7s. Alrighty. Dark Admiral says 8. And we've got MARANYA saying creepy 10. Red sky gives an ominous mood to the dark figure in the foreground. Monochromatic tones unify the details, including the villagers. Score a Monster Rage 10. And we have Jackson giving this a 9 and Undead Quinn an 8. Next up, we have Why Would He Be Naked? What? Oh, it's a tombstone. And Michael Taylor says the 9, the orange makes the cover pop. And MK says 9 as well. Fun and cool. Alrighty.
So nobody made the joke about this being the crisis wave? Orange sky?
No one made that joke.
Oh.
Still haven't. Alrighty, let's see where we go with this one. We have 1 6 taking out those one of the 2 9s. We've got 3 7s taking out that last 10s. I mean, taking out the last 10. And 2 of the 9s leaving the 8s to take it. We're not in search of a 10. We're in search of a 9. All righty. And let's see.
Well, what does that mean if we don't have any
Where
9s?
do we go from here? Say again?
Does that change your rankings as far as, your brackets if there's no 9s?
No.
No.
It's all going to be 8s and 10s. I mean, that's what we're doing tonight. Let's see. Let's go for 10. I'll take this one. Oh, wait. We just did 10, didn't we?
We're
going for 11. Oh, Black Betty Ram. Now I got that song stuck in my head. Click. And
now I've got Red Skies at Night, and I like that song better, so I'm good.
Never heard of it.
All right. So what we got here, horrors as the Beast Man style. It's a gorilla.
Is that a cover?
He's chasing blonde lady in a wispy nightgown, and she's got some meat on her bones, unlike the House of Secrets women. There's some serious meat on this girl's bones. Oh my goodness gracious. You know what? I like the colors. It's almost like pastel. there. Are those like weeds, or is that just overgrown hair on certain spots of his arms? Everything's rendered perfectly. I love the painting on the lady. The color of the skin, the shadowing. Yeah, I'm going to give this a 10. Surprise, surprise. How about you, Eric?
Why not? 10 sounds good.
All righty. What about you, RDV?
This was a cover of one of the trades that came out recently the past few years. They used it as the cover.
Probably volume 2.
Yeah.
Or 3.
Yeah. It's a 10. Although I'll just say this, so that monkey needs to see a barber because he has some nasty arm hair.
Yep. It's like his armpits are just... All righty. And let's go to the chat and see what we see. The library says it's 10. Already. Surprised we haven't hit a 10 or a 9 yet. No, we've got 10s when we've got 8s. We just have no 9s. I just think that's kind of funny. We've never had this before where, there's always been at least one. We have an 8 from Ethereal and a 10 from Jackson.
That's not true. There was a 9 until I brought it down.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. But it isn't anymore. So that's what counts. All righty. And let's see. We have... One Slick says 8. Oh, Frazetta put meat on his women, says Jackson. Creepy number 11, King Kong. I like it. It's a 10. So we have an 8 from One Slick and a 10 from Henry and a 9 from Cheapo and a 10 from Dark Admiral and a 10 from Glenzer. So we've got a 9 and 2 10s. 1 and 2. Alrighty. And after Glenzer, we've got Rhaegar, who is saying a 10. And Michael says 10. Looks like 33 King Kong inspired. Alrighty, so that's 2 10s. 1 and 2. Eddie says 5. And then we have 7 from Joe. And we have, can you raise my score to a 10, says Cheapo. From a 9 to a 10. Alrighty. Let's see. Let me add the 10 here, and I just won't remove the 9 because I see Cheapo, or not Cheapo, but Patrick has a 9. Creepy number 11 says MARANYA, another good concept and well-rendered cover that really needs a darker background to inspire the eerie mood that these covers need despite these flaws. This gets a 10. Alrighty. And let's see. Patrick gives it a 9. Those are vines, not arm hair. The Wolfman Dracula is still my favorite, says Michael. Her body looks jacked up, says Joe. 10, hot take. A giant gorilla chases down a thieving woman who stole his banana money.
Now we know what's happening. More like a Karen or thought she's going to go there and give him a hug, called him the pen, and realized the monkey doesn't like her.
She was trying to take a selfie.
MK says 10 as well. Undead Quinn says 9. The 8 goes, this shit is bananas. Alrighty, we've got a 9.
The monkey's beyond thought.
What we got here is, let me put up stop. What we got here is failure to communicate, which is what we had last week. I don't like this any more than you do. Alrighty, so let's get this down. And we've got 1 5, 1 7, 3 8s, and 1 9, trying to take down 15 10s. And alrighty, kids. It is Eric's run, and this is the last cover of the night. This is issue number 12, Eric.
I thought it was Logan's run.
Oh boy. This, wow. For just being like a little cube, and it's like the 1972 Marvel covers on steroids. But I'm still giving it a 10. This is great.
Alrighty. And Rhaegar says 11. But what do you say, RDV?
I say that's Pixel. Look at those fingers. General Mortis Pixel. I'm not sure what the rest is supposed to be, like meat sausage or something. Like, was he looks weird. The red stuff. Cauterized wound. I don't know, blood vessels. It's interesting the description for that. Kind of wish it would have been a little bit bigger and add more stuff. You can see more of the guy's face. But I'll go 8.
Alrighty. I'm gonna agree with you, RDV. It's well rendered and everything, but I think it's it's very limited because the cover is this now.
It looks like I'm looking at bone marrow. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Everything's rendered. I'm gonna go 9.
I see what you did there.
What I do?
I see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, everything's done very well. It's just, like I said, it's a very small image, but the image is good. All right, so Ethereal says 6, and Steel Tradition says 6, Indian and covered vibes. All right, so we got 2 6s coming in. And then we have a 10 from Glinzer. The cover is astonishing, says Rhaegar. All righty.
So there's no X-Men on there.
Chico says 7, Joe says 6, and Dark Admiral says 8. One Slick says 7, and Jackson says 6. Cover art by Dan Adkins. So there's 2 6s, 2 7s, and an 8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Let's see. Library is saying 9. MK is saying 8. And then we have Creepy 12. It's an 8, says Henry. And then we've got Eddie saying 9. Michael saying 8. If there was more art, I would have went higher. All righty. And we have 7 from Undead Quinn, and Patrick is giving it a 5. And then we have MARANYA saying creepy number 12. This evokes a creepy feel with a monochromatic background and villains rendering. Focus on the victim with the green against the red. Score a horror 10. Alrighty, ahem. That's indigenous people, man, in the cupboard, says Rhaegar. Yes, of course. If we were layman Democrat. All right, so we have. Let me get the stop here. And if you do have a late vote, just go on ahead and put it down, and I will include it. And if it changes anything, it will be changed. But for now, the last cover of the night, this is where it goes, ladies and gentlemen. We have, can we get much? Okay, so we have 1 5 taking out one of the 4 10s, and then we've got 4 6s taking out those last 3 10s and one of the 2 9s. We've got 3 7s taking out the last 9 and 2 of the 6 8s, excuse me. And this is an 8. And have a good night, One Slick. And we have made it through the entire show with only 8s and 10s. That's wild. That has never happened before. Okay, so here we have, here we go, guys. These are the placings. We're going to figure out exactly where everything goes and what is the best cover of the night, as we normally do. And it's a shorter show, so those of you usually leave, you still have an hour left if you want to.
I know. Undead Quinn, or it's not Undead Quinn, but a One Slick Dude just ran out of here.
I know, right? But yeah, you guys can actually participate in this because normally you would have an hour more show here.
It's only 11:42, bro.
Well, I was going to go for 9s or 8s. Here you go. So go for 8. So all you got to do is let me know what is your favorite and least favorite of the 8s right here. And Eric, what do you say?
I think my favorite is the first one. Okay. And my least favorite is the second.
Oh, are you talking about the first one is in The Guy Surrounded by Wolves, or the first one is in Ish? Yes. Okay. And the second one is the least favorite. Mm-hmm. All right. And RDV?
I agree with it. The first one is the best one. The worst one, is Nightwing, or Red Tights fighting the demons.
I'm going to call it Red Crotch.
Fire Crotch.
Fire Crotch. That would be better, yes. All right. And I'm going with issue number 1 is the best. And the worst is Fire Crotch. All right, let's see what everybody's saying in the chat. No nines, that's creepy. I know, right? No 9 is sure odd. Best gang, yellow says. Okay, what's the worst there, Eddie? Oh, worst 3 Beasts Nightwing.
I just realized what the last one we just number 11 or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool on the cover.
All righty, let's see. 9. I'm not missing anything. Rhaegar. Best is Giant Hand. Worst 8 is Staking the Vampire. Okay, I'm gonna say Gang Rape. I'm just kidding. I put Staking, by the way. It's okay. And the Big Hand is the best.
Even if you try to show us proof, we can't read her handwriting.
Right, I know, right? Let's see. Best giant. Okay, worst 3 Beasts, Nightwings. Okay, we already got that one. Apes and 2. Apes.
Ape must not kill ape.
Apes. And number 2. What is apes?
But can 8s kill 8s?
And 2 is the Nosferatu. I don't know what the apes one is. Let's see. Favorite is Van Helsing, and the worst is Firecrotch, says Dark Admiral. Okay. And then we have the yellow cover. The first one says Eddie. Yeah, the yellow cover is the first one.
He said the yellow.
Conan versus Birds is the best, and Vampire Killers is the worst. All righty. So Firecrotch and the Staking.
So he clarified, he's saying that the apes is the yellow cover.
Ape has killed ape. No, that's Henry.
No, the Three-O Dragon above that.
Best 3, worst 2. Okay. Okay, the best is the group. Okay, issue number 1. All right.
I didn't realize those are apes. I thought those were just monsters.
It's all sorts of different animals or beasts. Okay, where did I yellow cover? The 8s, Henry. Conan versus Birds is the best. Vampire Killer is the worst. Okay, I've got that one. All right. Firecrotch and the Staking. And then we have 8 best is number 12. Worst is Monster in the Doorway. Okay, the hand. All right. And Monster in the Doorway is the worst. And then we have first is best, and Graveyard Frankenstein is terrible. Okay, so the wolves. And Grave Frank is the worst. Alrighty, so let's see if stream goes down. Now you know why. Let's see, 8 best Lost Boys in the Cave. Lower left, worst is the first one on the left. Okay, so the worst is the wolves, and the best is the Staking. Alrighty, and then we have best 3, worst. Wait, what? Best 3, worst 2. Okay, I got ethereals already. Creepy number 1 is the best. 4th, the worst because of lack of art. All right, so that's Big Hand worst, and issue number 1 is the best. Okay, and let's see. 8 has killed 8. Best Indian in the cupboard. Worst is the Stake. Alrighty. And we have 2 others. Best are Red Wolf and Lightgate Zombie. Wait, what? 2 others. Have you voted already? Is that? Okay, yeah. Just do 1. Heading out. Have a good night. Have a good night, Joe. Englantine, I think you missed me there. Creepy number 1. Best 4th. No, I got it. I got you. All righty. Let's get the stop here. And here we go. Once again, it is done by ratio. And let's see where everything stands. Let's see. What do we got? We got the worst. We've got a couple of them. 2 of them with no positive reviews. And one has 3 negatives and one has 1 negative. And the 3 negatives goes to Nosferatu. And then the 1 negative goes to, not mistaken, whoops, wrong one. Then 1 is Graveyard Frankenstein.
Nosferatu. Right. I thought it was Zombie Mary Jane.
I have no idea what that is. That's what I'm calling it. Okay, let's see. Next up, we got one that cancels out everything. Alrighty, I think that's next up. And that is the staking. Really? Firecrotch?
MARANYA says, so reissue is stupid when it knocks out more superior covers.
Oh, wait a second. Here we go. The next one up would be Firecrotch because he had 1 positive, but 4 negatives. So there we go. And then let's see. Do we have that kind of? Nope. So the next one would be a big old goose egg. And that's the staking. And then we have, let's see, that makes it a 2. That makes it a 3. And that makes it a 4. Okay. So next up we have Big Hand. And then the Wolves and the Best of the 8s is issue number 1. All righty, let's move on to the 10s. To the 10s. All right, and Eric, what do you think is the favorite and least favorite of the 10s? And there's some awesome covers of these 10s, man.
I think my favorite is the first one there with the wolf.
Okay.
And my least favorite, the werewolf versus the vampire, the 3rd one. I gave them all 10, so I had to pick one.
I know, right? They're all good. It's more, like I said, it's more of a least favorite rather than a worst. Venkman, what do you think?
Fellow favorite is the Wolfman, the first one there.
Okay.
And I'd say my least favorite is the Wolfman versus the vampire. Looks like the Matrix, man. The way he looks at the back.
My favorite is the Dracula, I guess. The vampire in the swamp or the moors or what. And my least favorite would have to be the gargoyle because that one is just too dark.
Yeah, it needs to be justified.
You can make it out, but that one just kind of recesses, in my opinion.
Zach
All right, let's check the chat. Glenzer says 10 vampire, 2nd cover, and worst is darkness. Fourth. Oh, same as me. All righty. And the gargoyle. All righty, and let's see. The 10s, the Frazetta cover is the best, but Wolfman versus Dracula is the best. Okay, Wolfman versus Dracula, and the worst is the gargoyle. Okay. Let's see. Eddie, give me your favorite and least favorite. In one message. It's just so much easier that way, please. Best is Van Helsing and Wolf, and worst is Shadow Gargoyle, says Steel Tradition. Alrighty, so that's the werewolf is the best, and the gargoyles is the worst on Steel Tradition. Okay.
Wait, isn't that Wolfgang Van Helsing?
Let's see. 10. Wolf on the far left. Worst 8 versus Fay Ray. Okay. And then we have best is Harambe. Worst is that Wolfman versus Vampire. All right. And then we have 1 and 2 for Ethereal. Okay. 1 and 2. Oh, what? There we are. Let's see. Favorite is Wolfman versus Dracula. Least favorite is the Gargoyle. And let's see. MK beat the first one currently in that spot. Orange Sky Werewolf. Oh, okay. I see what he's saying. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the worst is the dude in the hood, second from the
Gargoyle.
The gargoyle.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Werewolf by Night classic run, says Patrick. This is very tough. Wolfman Dracula best and second is the worst. Wow. God dang it. Okay. There we go. And what is the Wolfman Dracula is the best? Okay, best is the werewolf. Okay, and then Wolfgang is not worthy. Okay, let's see. We got everything, and let's find out where these things land and what is the best of the evening.
Well, if we don't know where they land, we have to ask Greg.
Okay. Let's see. Do we have any that had all bads? Yes, we did, and that is the gargoyle. So it goes right here. Then we have two of them that cancels each other out, but one got more votes than the other. So the one that goes, oh man, I love that cover. And then Werewolf versus Dracula. And ladies and gentlemen, the #1 creepy cover is Wolfman, or Wolfman versus Sherlock Holmes. I don't know what you would say with that one, but there you go. The #1 cover of the night came in #4 tonight. There you go. That is actually pretty good.
It's Ichabod Crane.
Yeah, because this is a title, there are no rejects. I just do up to 12 issues. But what we can do here, I'm going to come over and let us see who you guys voted for. I know, who did you vote for, Eric, or what did you vote for us to look at coming up?
Avengers.
Avengers? All righty. And let's see.
Depends on what covers he grabs, Maranya. Are you doing it? Which Avengers are you doing? The beginning?
Oh, it's the original. Like I said, it's
okay.
It's the original.
Yeah, because like as you get closer.
All right, we have 23 votes. Thank you very much for everybody who participated. 13% went to What If, 17 to Judge Dredd, 26 to DC Elseworlds. Avengers got 43. So finally, Eric, we're getting your Avengers.
You voted for Avengers.
So I'll put
Steel Traditional Art says if you vote for Avengers, you're the reason for inflation.
There you go. Yes. Hey, look, there were some good things on the docket there. In Avengers, we haven't done any, so why not? Everything, we can get around to everything after a while.
I like DC Elseworlds covers because we have never done this before. We've done Captain America rankings, not this year, but a while back. You know, we've also done.
Well, we did them differently. At that point, this is this is a lot different.
But we've never done DC Elseworld covers that I know of. That's why I was like, I threw that out because like, when's the last time we did that? Because then we can look at all the other ones.
Like never.
Yeah.
DC Elseworlds would be very interesting. I would like to check that out. One thing I've thrown in, I don't know. Did we vote for it? But I've got Amalgam coming up, and I decided to split it off into two different because there were two sets. So, yeah, that should be fun. Alrighty, say again
for you kids who have been wanting to get an omnibus of the Marvel versus DC. It is out this week. $150 though, but go to In Stock Trades. You'll probably get it for half of that.
So is Dazzler Omnibus. I'm looking forward to that one too.
The new Dazzler?
All right. Tomorrow I'm having an auction.
I saw that.
Yeah. It has been it is a sanctioned one. It is a you need to do an auction. Well, I wasn't really planning on it. No, you need to do an auction. Okay. Please consider my list of George Perez Avengers covers that I listed in the comment section of Superheroes Losing It. Okay. We'll get around to everything eventually. I mean, if this show keeps up, I would love, guys, please share this out. get more people in, make sure this is growing and not shrinking. A lot of times that's what happens. A lot of people, okay, that was fun for a while, let me stop. Grow this thing out. Share this video so we could keep doing this. We've had a lot of stuff, like Jeopardy was awesome, but then it just kind of fizzled. And Comic Book Thunderdome was awesome, but it kind of fizzled because mainly because people didn't want to come on and play. But yeah, it would be nice if this didn't fizzle. So please share this out so we could get a bigger audience, and it would show that it's worth doing this on. Yeah.
Also, it's really cool if you're a G.I. Joe fan of Larry Hama stuff. They're collecting 1 through 50 the Real American Hero compendium. It's out on sale tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'm doing an auction. So I'm thinking about starting at 7 because I've got some books I could put up for 50 cents each, or maybe I'll start at 7:30, just a little bit earlier than 8 o'clock. But it's not going to be a long auction. I'm hoping to get done by 10:15 so we could do the show. But yep, at the back I need. Okay. So anyway, thank you very much for hanging out with us. Don't forget to show up tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, maybe 7:30. Come a little early. Might have some 50-cent books and such. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night.
Good night, kids.
All right. He's having an auction in